Hey guys, so guess what? 4 days until the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2 comes out. I'm so excited! Oh my gosh. So today I decided I'm going to start my series of Twilight videos working up to the release of Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. And today I thought I would just talk about my obsession with Twilight and where it all started and that sort of thing. And tomorrow I'll get into more of my favourite songs, my favourite whatever, you know. But today I just thought I'd talk about my obsession with Twilight, where it started, how it progressed, and all that sort of business. So my obsession with Twilight started way back. It was just after I finished college, university, and I had a gallbladder problem, and my gallbladder had to be removed. I spent a lot of time in hospital, and I wasn't a reader. I didn't read a lot of books, but at the time I was really into scrapbooking, and a lot of the girls that I was scrapbooking with were really, come back here. The girls that I was really into scrapbooking with were really into this Twilight book, and I was just like, a book, like, come on, seriously. And yeah, I started reading the books when I was in hospital and fell in love, and I have not read a book as fast as I've read Twilight. I started reading the books after the first movie came out, but I did not watch the movie until after I'd finished reading the book. And that was by the time it came out on DVD. After that, I was still in hospital and whatnot, in and out. They had trouble removing my gallbladder, so I had 6 surgeries in 3 months, which was ridiculous. Excuse me. And so I ended up just buying these books and reading them, and it got me through hospital. It got me through the boring days of laying in a bed. Ugh, muddy hair. Anyway, so after that I watched Twilight, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. There's something for me just moving from a literary, like, text-based version of something, a world, and bringing it visually to life. I'm a very visual person, and it just really captivates me, being able to visually see the world played out. And then my obsession grew. I wanted to be a vampire really badly. Not in the child sense of, like, really actually believing it was possible, but it was just such a cool concept that regular human beings could get changed into being a vampire just from a bite. It was, it's not something that is brand new, it's a brand new concept, but something about Twilight, they just glorified it, made it a beautiful thing instead of something, like, Twilight really made vampires beautiful and not this horrible, ugly, demon-like creature. And, of course, in the Twilight series, there was an awful lot of romance. The focus of the book is a romance, fantasy kind of book, even though it's not fantasy per se, it's real life, kind of. It's really hard to sort of put Twilight in a category, I suppose, because it is fantasy, because it's the vampires and whatnot, but it's also in real life. I look like I am bald. Sorry. Anyway, so after that, the really loving the concept of sparkly vampires. Yes, I know, sparkly vampires, woohoo. A lot of people actually hate Twilight for that reason, but I love it. I actually got online and started searching. I don't know what I started searching, but I ended up finding out about role-playing games, literary RPGs. I'm not talking about the role-playing games where people actually get dressed up and go out and interact in a big group, like go and reenact things. I'm talking about being online in a forum with a group of people, creating a character yourself, and then writing from that character's perspective and interacting with other people's characters. And I loved it. It captivated me, and I was still role-playing vampires in the Twilight universe up until a few weeks ago when I closed down my own forum. It improved. Twilight has done so much for me. It has improved my reading. It has improved my writing. It has made me enjoy reading more than ever. I hated reading as a kid. But I'm just so obsessed with Twilight. I just really, like, it's done so much for me, and it has been a constant support and comfort for me in ways that people will never believe. I am just totally obsessed with it. The romance, the fantasy aspect, the real life aspect, the everything. I just love it. I am speechless when it comes to talking about Twilight. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I am the type of person that actually, this time of year, when the Twilight movies come out, my friends actually defriend me on Facebook because every status update, and I do about 5 or 6 a day, are about Twilight little clips that I find, or Twilight news, or I share things about Twilight, like, and some of my friends actually do, like, really defriend me and then friend me back in December. It's ridiculous. I have Twilight memorabilia, a lot of it. I actually have hand-signed pictures, screen caps from New Moon. It's a limited edition. I think it's something in 400. It's actually like registered. I got that for Christmas. That was the best Christmas present I've ever received in my life, and maybe I'll show you a bit later on, but it is, my mother bought it for me, and it was seriously the best Christmas present I have ever received in my life. I literally cried for like 10 minutes with how amazing this thing was. I have it sitting right here in my cupboard. It goes everywhere with me, except for Japan. I am that obsessed with Twilight. I flew home from Japan last year in November to see the movie, because in Japan, the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Eclipse, whatever, any of the franchise don't come out until 6 months after the release date, and there was no way I was waiting 6 months to see this movie. So I worked it into a trip home. It was time for me to come home anyway, but the main reason was to see Breaking Dawn. It was amazing, and I loved it, and it was totally worth the trip. Yeah, I'm really obsessed with Twilight. Really, 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 really. I have the Cullen Crest necklace, I have Volturi necklace, I have Forks High School t-shirts, I have every single book, the whole Twilight Saga. I have the novellas that were also written. I have all the illustrated companions. I have, like, it's a whole library of Twilight books. It's ridiculous. I have every DVD. I am that obsessed with Twilight. I actually had to buy the first DVD a second time because the first DVD stopped playing because I'd actually run it completely out. I scratched it so much. I don't know if it was so much scratch, but just worn out from being used so often. I would go to sleep with Twilight playing. I would work out on my treadmill with Twilight playing. I would run it. I would run during the baseball scene, and that was like my motivation, go workout music. Supermassive Black Hole, really good song. But yeah, I just wanted this video today. I just wanted to talk about my obsession and how much Twilight actually means to me. And if I had sat down and thought about it a little bit more and actually written out what I wanted to say, it probably would have been a little bit more coherent, and you would have actually gotten a lot more out of it. But for me, I don't like scripting things. I like to just run off the tip of my tongue and see what comes out. So I hope that you understand how much Twilight means to me, and how big a deal this final movie is for me. And I'm umming a lot. But basically from now until Wednesday, and maybe after Wednesday, after the release, I will be making Twilight videos. I'm sorry. That's another thing. I'm so obsessed with Twilight. I've been to, well, I'd like to say I've been to all the midnight premieres, but I haven't, because, like I said, the first movie I missed out because I wanted to read the book before the movie. I went to the New Moon one. I went to Eclipse. I missed Breaking Dawn because I was in Japan, and I'm going to Breaking Dawn midnight premiere. I'm one of those people that has watched the movie 3 times in one day. So I'd go and see the midnight premiere, I'd go and see it at lunchtime the next day, and then I'd go and see it again the next night. That's how addicted I am to these movies. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. Maybe I'll film another video and for tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've got to do some washing. Anyway, I love you all. I'm sorry about the Twilight, like, overload, but it's a big part of my life. And, this is naedaily. It's about me daily. And, Twilight is my life at the moment. Love, love. See you all. Bye-bye.